you all for being here. No matter how far you drove or how not very far you drove, we're grateful you're here this morning. Welcome to Farming for the Future 2024. Really quickly to kick it off, we're just going to go through some housekeeping things that will introduce you to the Van Buren Conservation District staff. I'm Emily Hickmott. I'm the executive director, and this whole team helped put today together, so we really hope you enjoy it. We will be doing evaluations, really brief questionnaire that you can fill out towards the end of the day. We've got QR codes or paper copies. So be sure to keep an eye out for that. It helps us improve how we do this conference every year and make sure that we're bringing you content that is useful to you on your lands. We really, really appreciate your honest feedback about our sessions, about the space, about anything like that. It helps us make good decisions moving forward. And again, I just want to thank you all for attending the Van Buren Conservation District. We really love the work that we do to promote conservation in Van Buren County and the greater Southwest Michigan region. But as a team, we understand that it takes all of us moving these things forward together. And so we thank you for being here today, for your support of our programming, and also just generally caring about the lands that you live, work, play on. So the district, while we are a great team standing up here, we are also have a 5-person board of locally elected folks. We've got Jan Peterson and Paulette Rabarski here. We also have Ron Klein, Bill Van Tassel, and Carl Dreskovich on our board. So they're all folks that live in county and aim to make decisions for the greater good of us all. So please touch base with them if you have needs or conservation questions as well. And you'll notice that our logo, if you have been around, looks a bit different this year. We are celebrating our 80th anniversary. So April 25th, 1944, the Van Buren Conservation District came into existence. So we are celebrating all year long with a commemorative logo, and we've got some other fun things planned for the year. So please be sure to connect with us about what is coming up. And we'll hand it over to Kim to talk money. Fun stuff.
I'm the money lady, in case you didn't know. Basically, the way we work our funding is we are proud to be a recipient of a millage from Van Buren County. Our voters have voted to fund us, essentially. And we don't take that lightly. We appreciate it, and we try to put on some great quality events and some services for our funds. Additionally, we also get state and federal grants as well as local grants. We're always money hunting, trying to find that. And then we also do fee for service, where we have items that we will charge for. If you need some invasive species work, for instance, we will do that for you for a fee. So we have 3 buckets we try to pull from: taxes, grants, fee for service. If any one of them poops out, we're not going to die. So we are always looking towards that sustainability and that future funding. What I do want to point about my numbers up here, we had last year, we spent about $1.5 million. Of that, about $368,000 was on agriculture, pure agriculture. I'm not talking about water quality studies or anything like that. I'm talking about agriculture. So that's about 23% of our budget. I think that speaks to what we think about you and how important you are to our landscape. So we put our money where our mouth is. Thanks for being here.
I'm Alex Florian. This is Abby Bristol. We are the invasive species team for Van Buren as well as Berrien and Cass counties. So if you have any invasive species concerns or questions, we're the people you can reach out to for assistance. I do site visits. I'll go out to people's property and help identify different species. You can send me pictures of plants and I'll try and help you figure out what it is. We do a lot of educational events as well, like hikes and paddles. You're all here. I assume that you like learning. You can come out and learn stuff in the field with us. We also have a lot of management projects that Abby runs, such as looking for spotted lanternfly. Spotted lanternfly is that little insect right there on my slide. It's a big concern for our grape growers. The biggest problem with it is on fruit crops, especially grapes. So we are looking out for it preemptively to make sure that we can do our best to protect you as soon as it shows up in our area. It's not here yet. I think it's in Elkhart is the closest population.
All right, my name is Callie Marshall. I'm the Recycling and Materials Management Coordinator at the Conservation District. A couple of our programs focus towards our farmers. We help coordinate with the Clean Sweep program, so for things like our unwanted pesticides and chemicals that are still around on the farm, we can help get those cleaned up. A couple of dates in Buren County, where they host their big collections. We also host and we'll take smaller quantities at our recycle roundups held 3 times a year. We also host two-day large tire tractor recycling tire events. Those are both held in April, so coming up in South Haven, and then July in Pawpaw. So if you have some tires, please get a hold of us. We want to help you get those cleaned up off the farm. And we also host free recycling of electronics in 2 locations in the county as well. So please, if you have any recycling questions, I'm your person to contact.
Good morning, folks. I'm Jacob Diljak, the Outreach Coordinator. I just have 2 things for you today. So we have our tree sale going on right now. So we have a lot of affordable tree seedlings for you, along with other really fun things. We have the order forms out in our booth. But other than that, we have our Food, Farm, and Fun Guide. This is a great way to promote local food and local products. So if you're making value-added products or you sell directly to customers, come speak to me. I'd love to tell you how we can promote you and your business. And yeah, I'll pass it off to Lucas.
Good morning, folks. I'm Lucas Hartman, and this is Gabe Francisco. Our role at the Conservation District is to help landowners and farmers navigate what's available to them through the Farm Bill. So the Farm Bill has a number of programs that are designed to help bridge the gap for a landowner when there's a resource concern and there's some fix that may be outside of their knowledge or technical expertise or financial capabilities. So when you hear about the different kinds of concerns and fixes and remedies that might be available in the different sessions today, think about if that's something that you'd maybe like to try and talk to Gabe and I about what's available to you as a landowner through the Farm Bill.
My name's Kyle Mead. I am a senior meat specialist. I got a new job title with the Van Buren Conservation District. I've been here for almost 20 years at the Van Buren Conservation District doing MEAP. And MEAP is a voluntary, confidential, non-regulatory program. But really what I do is I come out and I help you comply with state, federal rules and regulations, and then eventually get you a environmentally sustainable, verified sign. So it's kind of a good thing to show your neighbors, your commodity groups, anyone that you work with, that you care about your environment and that you're doing the best you can to not pollute, not release anything that is unintended into the environment, and just do a good job overall. I work really well with Lucas and Gabe, and I kind of just follow their coattails sometimes. When they get those Farm Bill programs rolling, I can just say, hey, by the way, you're really close to a verification. So if you meet with them, you're probably going to meet with me by association. So hope to talk to you later today. So thanks for coming.
Like Kyle said, he has been with the district for nearly 20 years. There is a little competition between him and Aaron because they're so close to have been with us for the same amount of time. And that kind of longevity is unusual in conservation districts. So we're really grateful for our senior staff members who have been with us a long time. And with that, with just getting that intro to MEAP, how many of you have worked with MEAP or heard of MEAP before? Several in the room. Awesome. That's great. So I just wanted to inform you about a potential change that is coming up. So MDARD, which is the Michigan Department of Agriculture and Rural Development, they have proposed a budget for this upcoming year where they would absorb the MEAP program into their own state department, which would make technicians state employees rather than employees of local conservation districts. These would be jobs that folks could apply to, so technicians could do that, or it could be other folks applying for those positions as well. The data collected by state employees would then be retained by the state. MDAR does state that they intend these state employees to continue to be non-regulatory. So if you've interacted with MEEP, we would really appreciate to hear from you. It looks like a long survey, but mostly it's because half of it is what I just said. But we have about 6 questions that we would really appreciate if you would fill out. I'm going to pass these around as we go, but we would love it if you would fill this out and give it to us today, just to give us some feedback on what you as local folks, how you feel about that proposal. It's important, I think, for our government and our officials to know what it is that we feel as the landowners in our area. And so it would be great to just get your feedback. Like I said, it's really quick. We'll pass those around. And if you have questions, you can go ahead and ask me throughout the day just for more information as well. Thank you.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Thanks so much for coming today. I'm Erin Fuller. I'm the Water Quality Project Manager for the Van Buren Conservation District, and I've been here for 21 years, and if anyone can do math, that's 1 year longer than Kyle Mead. Not that there's a competition, but I win. So what we do are water quality projects that merge with agriculture. We've been writing grants for a little over a decade now that try to merge those two things so we can help you folks out, but also make sure the water quality in our county stays good. We want to keep those nice clean rivers, nice clean Lake Michigan, all of those things, but we want our farms to be sustainable as well. And so we've been working to merge those two things for, like I said, over a decade now. We have written maybe 15 grants in that time span. We'd like to bring a lot of money into this county to do 3 main things. We do on-the-ground conservation projects with farmers. We do research. We've been doing a lot of research with the University of Notre Dame to make sure those conservation practices work that we're recommending. And then we also do education. Big conferences like this, farm field days, small grower meetings, just opportunities for farmers to learn from each other, bring experts in from out of the area to help teach us about new things. So if there are practices you're interested in trying, you want to learn more about, please come reach out to us because we're always looking for trying new things, working with new people. The ideas come from you folks. We try to come up with the ideas too, but mostly we want to serve you. We want to support your efforts. So if there's things you want to try, please come talk to us. I do want to talk just quickly about one of the research projects we're doing about antimicrobial resistance, and everyone just fell asleep. I saw that. Antimicrobial resistance is actually an issue that should concern all of us. You've probably heard about antibiotic resistance, same basic thing. We want antibiotics to work for us. We want antibiotics to work for our livestock. But there is antimicrobial resistance in the environment. These microbes and bacteria can become resistant to the antibiotics that we're trying to use to kill them off. And it spreads through human waste and livestock waste. And the genes will transfer from one bacteria to another in the environment. So once it's in the environment, it's very hard to control. And so we're working with University of Notre Dame to try to figure out how we can control it, what we can do, what we can recommend to farmers to do. But basically the take-home message is manage your manure as carefully as you can. Try not to let it run off into waterways. We've been concerned for a long time with pathogens and nutrient runoff from manure, but now we also have antimicrobial resistance runoff that we have to worry about as well. But like I said, we're doing research to figure out what are the best methods to manage it. And I'll pass it to Colleen for some of our other projects.
I can't stand still, so I'm going to walk around. So good morning, everybody. I see a lot of familiar faces. I'm so glad you guys could make it on a 60-degree day in Michigan. I'm sure some of you want to till your fields today, so thank you for coming here instead. So this picture is just showing a little bit of the work that we do. And I didn't introduce Carly. She's in the red coat right here. She's also in the back. Raise your hand, Carly. She's super shy. So Carly did a lot for this meeting, and I'm just so appreciative of her. I always call her my assistant. She's not, but I like to call her that. She's helped me so much stay organized so I can do what I like to do best, and that's meet with farmers and learn from farmers. So this is a picture showing a water control structure. Anyone familiar with that? Few. Yes, they're very rare in our county. We have about 6 in our county right now, and we're doing research on that. We want to see if we can hold water back up into the field during certain times of year, winter months, and also during the summer months. It is a double bang for our buck. Farmers see a yield increase when they use these because they're holding water back when we're historically dry in the summer. And we hold water back in the winter when there's nothing growing in the field. It's typically fallow, and we can get a reduction in nutrient runoff. So this is a very interesting project that we're working with Notre Dame on, collecting research, and you can see the outlet down here. And we just retrofit a field to put it in. And so we're so lucky to have this research. And in addition to that, we like to put a lot of cover crops on the landscape. So it's a stacked practice. And we currently have some funding. So this is a picture of our watershed that we work in. This is a Pine Mill Mud Lake Drain watersheds. There's 3 watersheds in this picture that are outlined in green. That's our outreach area currently. So if anybody lives in that area and they're interested in doing any of those practices that are listed, we have some funding to work with farmers for those practices. So 1 more year of that grant. So if you haven't worked with us and you're interested, let me know.